Welcome to our Alaskan Adventure Part 8, the Denali Highway in the Denali National Park. We broke this section of the trip into two parts, the first being from McCarthy to Tangle Lakes along the Denali Highway, and then the second part being from Tangle Lakes to Denali National Park.
So we turned off and took the Denali Highway, and this is the road we're going to take over to Denali itself, Denali National Park. This is the first road stop along the way. What you see, the mountains in front of us, is the Alaskan range. We're up about 3,650 feet, so we're above the tree line. The lake's up here, you can see down here. This lake here is still frozen. If you look way over here, this is Summit Lake. That's along the Richardson Highway. It's still frozen. Today's June 18th, so it's been a late spring up here. So we spent the night last night at a campground called, it's a BLM campground called Tangle Lakes. It's off the Denali Highway. Beautiful scenery around here. You can look at the mountains here, or the hills, I guess. We're pretty high up in elevation, at least for Alaskan standards. So this is one of the Tangle Lakes by our campsite. So as you look, man, there's a big fish that jumped right out there. It's just a beautiful lake. Plans today is to head on over to Denali, maybe fish another stream or two on the way over there, and so we'll check in later. We just passed McLaren Summit. It's right up there. Up there, it was too busy when we were up there. There was a tour bus, he's left already, and a couple trailers, so we decided not to stop there at the official summit, but come down here. The summit's over 4,000 feet high. It's the second highest summit in or pass in all of Alaska. It's supposed to have some spectacular views here. I'm sure you do, but as you can see here, it is raining on us, light rain on us, and pretty cloudy. There's a caribou right down there, starting to run a little bit. We'll go see where he goes. Here he comes. He comes up on the road. There he goes. Kids behind him got scared and ran away.
After we saw the caribou, it started raining, and it rained all the way until we got to the park in Denali.
A lot of stuff to see. We were told there's a couple of bears back there, but we didn't see them. We saw a lot of caribou though. So we're at mile 45. The slide is at mile 47, so 2 more miles. So that's another hike. We'll come back and go 2 more miles up there, maybe a little further. So we just took the camper bus to Savage River, and there's a couple hikes here we're going to try. One's an easy hike, they call it the Savage River Loop, and then the other one is a strenuous hike. It's I think it's called the Alpine Loop or something like that. It's 4 miles and I think 1,600 feet in elevation gain. So we'll be doing that next. So this is the start of the hike. It's Savage Alpine Trail, and it is 4 miles, about 1,600 feet in elevation gain. Here most of it comes in the very first part of the trail, and then it levels out and then goes downhill. It goes back to the highway, or the road that we came in on, back around this hill here someplace. And so to a place called Mountain View, where on a clear day, which it isn't, you can see Mount Denali. So up the trail we go. We're about a 1/4 mile into it, and we've already ascended about 250 feet.
Sorry.
So here's the ascent. It's they've done a really good job of building these steps. The steps go way up there, and who knows where after that. So we keep on climbing. We're above the tree line now. So we're about 800 feet up. This is the view that you get from here, about halfway high up the trail. Not certain where the trail goes from here, but must continue to go up that way. The trail climbs up this ridge here. We're gonna keep doing it. The tundra here is just alive with little flowers. Probably hard to see on the video, but let me get down close to a couple of them. You can just see they're everywhere. It's really pretty. Okay, we're about 1.2 miles. We've come up about 1,100 feet, and we're about 3,700 feet high. One of the marmots that frequent the trail here, I've seen quite a few of them. They're smaller than the marmots we've seen like at Mount Rainier and in Colorado. Here's our little friend here. He doesn't care that we're here.
I think I'll go this way.
He's dug up a lot right there, hasn't he? He's after something. Say hello to everybody. Okay, we're at the top.
Sort of. There's the top.
Well, I think the trail, though, we're at the top of the trail because the trail descends from here. So this is down the other side, and everybody's looking for where Denali is. We think it's somewhere in this general direction over here, but not certain. But here's a mountain view from this. It's a lot nicer over here on this side because you're not in the wind. So we've come down about 750 feet from the top. So it's much easier to walk down than a walk up. But the trail's much easier on this side, if even going up, than the other trail was.
Yeah, I think we needed that little relax.
So this is right behind our campground here. This is the Teklanika River Valley, I guess. I don't know what you call it. It's a really braided area. It's very similar to what a lot of the rivers up here in the north are. So we saw a threatening rain drop, so we put our Tracy fully outfitted herself with pants and coat. With rain, I just put the coat on, and it'll probably quit raining. Okay, so I put my rain pants on. I'm sure these pants, they're what, Arctics or something like that?
Yeah.
Arctic. I'm sure they will keep you dry in a hurricane, but they sure are a pain in the rear to put on. Denali is an unusual park in that there's only a couple trails, and most of the hiking and backpacking and such is done just across country. I mean, you just make your own trail, and so a lot of people walk up these riverbeds to get where they want. So we've hit the halfway point. We came up the river, walked the channels and the banks and that type of stuff, and then Our goal was to get to the bridge, which is right there, and that was about a 2-mile walk, and most of it was in the rain, which was an interesting experience. Now we're walking back on the road. So today is June 21st, so it's the summer solstice. It's the longest day of the year. One of the games that Tracy and I have been playing is what time is it? So it's right now, it is 10:37. So as you can see, it's still pretty light out. The sun right now is supposed to set today at 12:22 a.m. tomorrow, not today, but tomorrow, and it's supposed to rise at 3:32. So we did this walk the other night. It's the road to where the slide is. We decided to come back today and go all the way to the slide this time. So view is supposed to be spectacular. The problem today is a lot of smoke in the air from fires in western Alaska. So although it's, as far as clear skies go, it's the nicest day since we've been probably in Alaska, besides the glacier one we did in McCarthy, but it is really hazy. So we'll more to come. So this is the slide that took out the road, and that prevents us from going any further. But if you look right over here, there's a caribou walking on the road on the other side.
He can't get across either.
Yeah, he can't get across. Let's go down here and look at the slide a little closer. They say this was a rock glacier, which is the opposite of a ice glacier, in that it's 90% rock and 10% ice, and it still flows like a glacier does. And you can kind of see down here when you look at that you can see kind of where it's broken apart and slid. But anyway, that's what's preventing the buses from going any further than this. So we hiked up this slide area, we showed you that, and then we hiked back down, or walked back down the road. Now we're going to walk up the river here. It's a very heavily braided river valley here. We're going to walk up this for a while and see what you can see up here. There's a whole bunch of people that do this, so we'll see what's interesting. Well, you can see Denali. I don't know if you guys can on the camera here in the video, but it's right there. You can see the mountain back there sticking up. Here's some bear tracks. 1 track, 2 tracks, 3 tracks.
Yeah, that's a big bear.
We're cooking dinner tonight. What we're having is kind of something that we've had many times so far, but it's fajita bowls. As you can see, I'm cooking some onions and peppers right now, and where you got some marinated some fajita meat marinating right now. I'm gonna put on the grill here in a few minutes once these get down a little bit, and then we're gonna make little bowls. So this is the finished fajita bowl. We have guacamole, sour cream, sprinkled with cheese. We have salsa around. As you can see, we have the fajita meat, and underneath that we have a mixture of corn, black beans, onions, and peppers, and it is yummy. Where would we be without a 49th IPA that was brewed in Anchorage, Alaska? So back to the game. What time is it? You're looking to see the sun through the tree still. You can see the sun shining on the bushes. Look around. The sky still bright. Well, it's 10:37 p.m. That's what time it is. So this is our last full day in Denali, and we asked the bus driver just to drop us off. We actually asked him to drop us off at the Denali point, and you can actually see Denali really well. I'll have put one of Tracy's pictures on here. I forgot to take my GoPro out, but we just wanted to walk and enjoy the scenery and the mountains.
Beautiful day.
It's the nicest day since we've been here. It's just an awesome, beautiful day. Still a little kind of hazy, but besides that, it's just a beautiful day. So we're going to walk a few miles down here along the road. Yeah, we saw an eagle fight, and we saw a hawk buzzing an eagle as well. But we're just going to walk a few miles down here and enjoy the afternoon and the beautiful scenery that we have for our last day here. So that's Cathedral Peak in front of us. It's not necessarily that tall of a mountain. I think it's almost 6,000 feet high. And we're sitting about 3,500 feet now. So, but it is very colorful. The other morning we saw a bunch of sheep on it. We're continuing our hike down. That mountain there is Igloo Mountain. There's a campground down at the bottom there called Igloo Campground. We're following Igloo Creek here, but it's a pretty mountain with different colors and such on it.
Denali is a land of immense beauty, vast wilderness, and magnificent wildlife, and we really enjoyed our visit to Denali. Here are a few pictures that Tracy took while we were there. Thank you for watching this video, and please look forward to our next video as we visit and hike in Hatcher Pass.